and there are a few others who have joined. It's still just about 4 or 5 minutes to go before we actually.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, are joining.
Good morning. Hello, Santosh. Good morning. Hi, Vidhan. Yes, I can hear you.
No, I think there is a problem. I can't hear anybody. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear any of you. If someone there, Mukesh or Ramesh, could you please help me with this, setting up this? I think I'm visible but not audible to others. My voice is audible, but I can't hear anything from anyone else. So, I mean, how do I can see that Vidhan, Vyasa saying things, but I can't hear. Vidhan?
Yeah, Mukesh, I think Santosh sir needs a speaker.
Wait sir, मैं करता हूँ कुछ पेमेंट करते हैं.
हाँ, क्योंकि वो उनका तो डेस्कटॉप है ना, तो इंटीग्रेटेड स्पीकर नहीं है.
एक्सटर्नल स्पीकर चाहिए होगा.
Wait.
It's not coming, so let me just. Can you hear me now? हम उनको नहीं सुन पा रहे. मैंने मेल लिखा. Did you get it? जी सर. मैंने मेल लिखा था. चलो. Say, I think they can hear me, but I can't.
मैम आगे ऑडिबल? मैम आप म्यूट पर हैं.
रमीज आपकी आवाज मेरे पास आ रही है बस.
ठीक. आ रही है आवाज आपको?
आ रही है मैम.
हाँ, अब आ रही है. ठीक है. ठीक है.
हमारी बात सुनाई दे रही है?
हाँ, नहीं, it's fine now. Thank you, Ramesh. Yes. Dinesh ji had joined. Yes. Okay. So, should
Hi,
we?
Santosh. Priyanka.
Hi, Dinju. Welcome.
Hi, Vidhan.
Good. Okay. I hope other colleagues also join soon. And it's just about 11:30 or 32. So we'll begin in about 2-3 minutes, I think. Yeah, we'll begin in 2-3 minutes. I hope that others also join, but in case, but we will begin with because I think this essentially is about reaching out to the students and creating a conversation which actually then we record it and place it in for the larger public, in those who are interested in us in various courses and programs. So that is the idea. It will be great if I can see there is someone called Devika Maraya is here. Yes, she's our
recent alumni.
Yes, she was here, I think. Yes, she is still here actually. No. Yeah. Okay. Good to see our students joining us, because we had 2 sets of webinar yesterday. 2 schools actually conducting the webinars, but this is a fantastic idea. Thank you, Priyasa, for thinking of this too. Who could be better spokesperson of us than our own students? So you took a risk, Priyasa, but point is, let that will be great. I'm sure this is the best that we could think of. I'm very happy. Welcome, Devika, to this webinar.
Thank you, sir.
Great. So should we start now? Vidhan, Rinju, welcome everyone, and my colleagues from the IT division. Mukesh, I can see, and Sachit from the Student Services division. Ajit is here, and everyone who is around. And if some students, aspiring students who have joined at all, or will join a little later, I think let me begin by welcoming all of you for this webinar. For this time, it is the sociology program which is going to make a presentation on their various BA, masters, and the PhD programs, all three essentially. There is a separate spot for SOS presentations, but this is the way we have sort of planned it or conceptualized it, because if it gets repeated, it's okay, but at least in every time when we are having these webinars, even yesterday when history and economics made these presentations, they were talking about all, and there is a reason behind it, because I think all of us teach in both master, in all these three places actually, in the PhD and the masters and the BA programs. So it had a justification why we would like to speak a little bit about BA and of course a bit about master's program and also about PhD programs. I'm very happy that Priya Kaul, who is the program coordinator of the sociology program, master sociology program here, and Dr. Bidhan Chandra Das, who is here, who has been a founder member of this unit. I must introduce him with generosity because we started together, and Bidhan has been a very strong pillar for this unit. I must say that, and Dr. Das is here since its beginning actually, and he will be. He has of course had done everything possible in this unit. He's been the coordinator for everything. So I'm very happy to see you here, and he will be making a presentation on the BA program, and of course he's also the PhD program coordinator. So I'm very excited to have him here. Rinju is here, and it's been almost good number of years that we have been together. So I'm very excited to have three faculty colleagues joining this webinar, because all of us together make sense. Individually we don't, but together as a unit we make a lot of sense. Very happy to see you, Rinju. So with these preliminary remarks, I would like to welcome the program coordinator of MA Sociology, Dr. Priya Kaul, to please start the presentations and your remarks and all that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Santosh. It's truly a pleasure, and thank you so much to you as both a sociologist yourself as well as being SLS. And thank you to Bidhan, Rinju, and Smita for this tournament to be here. So let me just begin with the introductions of my colleagues, and it's a delight to do so. We have, as I just said, we have with us Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh, who's also within SLS, but studies, but is a sociologist himself very much. And Singh has a PhD from JNU. His areas of expertise are sociology of religion, sociology of agriculture, and Punjab area studies. So welcome to you too, Santosh, and thank you so much for being here. And for this fantastic idea. Then next we have our colleague Professor Rukmini Sen, who will be joining us shortly. She has a PhD at from the University of Calcutta. She's a feminist sociologist, and her areas of interest are sociology of law, women and gender studies, narrative methodology, and kinship and intimacies. The next colleague that we have, who also might be joining us, is Dr. Ulfat Antamir. Dr. Neil has a PhD from the University of Delhi, and his areas of interest are anthropology of violence and conflict, medical anthropology, social suffering, adolescent mental health, and political disasters. Next, we have our colleague Dr. Bidhan Chandra Das, who's very much here. hello Vidhan. Vidhan has a PhD from IIT Bombay, and his areas of interest are arts, science and technology, and new media. Next, we have our colleague Dr. Bindu Deseli, who is also here. Welcome, Bindu. And Bindu has a PhD from JNU. And Dr. Deseli's areas of expertise are gender and social determinants of health and labor, plantation labor studies, caste, ethnicity, social exclusion, workplace health and safety, urban labor precarity, post-COVID. The next colleague that we have is Dr. Preeti Sampath. Dr. Sampath has a PhD from the University of New York. Her areas of interest are infrastructure, urbanization, urban literature, sociology, and then slightly embarrassed to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Priya Shakal. I have a PhD from the University of Bristol. And my areas of interest are media, diaspora integration, labor, work and organizations, religion, and contemporary society. And last but not the least, of course, we have Dr. Snigdha Vishnoi. Dr. Vishnoi has a PhD from the University of Delhi, and her areas of interest and expertise are anthropology of organizations, corporate ethnography, and research methods. So for anyone who, or any of our prospective students who might, be watching this either now or in the future, it'll be interesting to actually have heard this, because as you can see, there's a range of specializations that we all have amongst ourselves, and all of us teach the board in the BA, MA, and PhD programs, as Dr. Singh was just mentioning. So we all bring those expertise, those varied expertise to all these programs across the board in sociology. If any colleague would like to add anything, please do go ahead. Otherwise, we could go ahead to discuss the other program structure. I'm just going to start the presentation in that case. If you could just give me a second.
Thank you.
I hope this is visible. Could someone let me know if this is
Yes, it is. Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the purpose we are all here for. This is the admission webinar of the academic year 2003-2004, and primarily to discuss the MA in sociology, but also, as Dr. Singh just mentioned, we will be discussing and touching upon the various courses in sociology that we offer across MA, BA, and PhD, and we'll be talking about the salient points and unique points of, across all these programs. So to give you any prospective candidate and potential students of ours a brief background, our MA in sociology is divided is over a period of 2 years and is therefore divided into 4 semesters. Each semester requires a student to do 16 credits. So that's overall a 64 credit requirement for an MA degree in sociology. Out of that, as I will just be discussing in a minute, 48 of those credits are from your compulsory core courses, and while the remaining 16 credits come from the elective courses that you are free to choose as per your liking. So there is a range again of the courses that are offered, both in terms of foundational as well as niche and specialized interests as per students' choice and interest. Moving further, so this is the MA Sociology program structure overall. As I was just saying, as you can see, there are 4 semesters that the MA course is divided into. And out of those 4 semesters, in each semester, there is a 16 credit requirement, making up a total credit requirement, as we just discussed. In semester 1, we have 4 courses of 4 credits each. So what 4 credits essentially means in terms of, pragmatic terms is that it requires a 4 hour of classroom teaching, although larger engagement is very much ongoing and constant. And it would also be very important to mention at this point that a very important and salient feature of our sociology program, as well as, of course, all our programs, but particularly discussing about sociology here, are two things. One, that as you would see from this table, and we'll be discussing over this webinar, it is being a liberal arts university, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi, AUD, being a liberal arts university, our program very much in the letter and spirit follows the essence of interdisciplinarity. So as you can see in this from this program structure, there are various aspects which are woven into the program, and the electives are open from both within the sociology program as well as other schools, other programs within SLS, or as well as other schools within the AUD. So the students really do get to experience and learn from a range of possibilities which are available to them, and which they are open to explore, within the structure of the MA program itself. The other point to, important, as I said, salient point to mention in addition, is that the MA program, again, like all the other programs, but particularly the MA program, it follows an ongoing comprehensive assessment structure. So the assessment is not limited to sort of one final exam, on which every student's entire academic performance is based. The assessment is an ongoing basis, which is spread throughout the semester to enable students to be able to to work at their own pace, and to be able to kind of bring together different interests, combine different kinds of components of assessments, whether they will be, of course, conventional essay writing, but also, field visits, exploratory essays, critical examinations, different kinds of photo essays. So there is a range of, ongoing assessment, which is very much a part of our MA program structure, in order to make it both an engaging as well as a learning, knowledgeable experience for all our students. Having said that, now we move to the program structure itself. So as you can see, the structure is designed in a manner to be able to kind of cumulative build upon the capacity building skills as well as the expertise of students and the depth of their knowledge over the different semesters. So the semesters actually built upon the knowledge of each other, and are kind of like a stepping stone from one semester to the other, with the larger flexibilities sort of opening up as you move across the semesters. In semester 1, we have Social Theory 1, Culture, Hierarchy and Difference, Protest, Movements and Transformations, and Sociology of Indian Society. So basically in semester 1, we offer you the very core foundational building blocks of MA Sociology, which allow students to kind of build that strong foundational base to be able to explore the other courses as they move across the semesters. And this is also very important because we have students, and we have always had students who are not just from sociology background but from across disciplines, who come to do the master's degree in sociology with us. And therefore, the program is designed to enable them to gain those kind of foundational blocks to, of course, students who come with a sociology background, but also students who come from other disciplinary backgrounds, to be able to consolidate those knowledge structures and those knowledge blocks together and build on them as they move forward. So all the 4 courses in the first semester are designed, as I said, with that in mind. They provide you with the solid foundational, foundations of sociology, although of course in a innovative and engaging manner. So all these 4 courses are compulsory courses, and as I said, they are all 4 credits each. In social theory 1, we explore the classic foundational sociological theory, its relevance in today's time, its applicability in real life, and how do we critically engage with them and explore them in a contemporary, pragmatic context. The other course which we have is Culture, Hierarchy, and Difference, which again is a course which is very interesting in the sense that it's kind of builds on conventional, social stratification theories, and does so in the context of the plurality and the multiculturalism of India. So, how do we understand the vast and extremely rich cultural diversity within societies, and look at that from the perspective of hierarchy and difference, and how do we kind of explore that and analyze that from a sociological perspective. The third course that we have is Protest Movements and Transformations. Again, as we know, societies are not static. The social change and social movement is something which is has been and always has been at the heart of every society. So in this course, we look at how different kinds of movements, different kinds of collective actions come together in the context of social action. What kind of transformative dimension do they have for societies in general? What does it mean from the perspective of a sociologist studying and wanting to explore and understand the society around himself or herself? And the fourth and final course that we have in the first semester is Sociology of Indian Society. Again, this is a course which very much focuses, as the title suggests, focuses on India, and it really kind of looks at the classic, starting off from the classical debates regarding, within the Indian sociology, with the founding figures of Indian sociology, the way in which they contextualize and conceptualize the discipline, in what way the discipline itself emerged as a result of all of that, and then takes that forward to kind of discuss it from the perspective of, let's say, different aspects of Indian society, which are very critical for understanding the way in which Indian society is structured and kind of can be looked at sociologically. So we looked at things like village. What the idea of village has meant from the sociological perspective? What does it mean for Indian society? In what way have those conceptualizations changed? What do they mean from, in the contemporary context? Just giving one example. And there are certain, various modules which look at different aspects of Indian society in that way. Then we have so this is the first semester of the first year. Then
Yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but if you could spend less time on each of the segments, and so that we are left with more time for interactive kind of session.
All right. So I will not.
I think it's pretty visible, and the students or the parents or whoever is interested in MA Sociology program would be able to make out the what these represent. So I think if you could just summarize it in
not go into such details
in each and every one.
Yeah.
So I think that will leave us with some time.
Okay, I understand. Sure. So we have semester 2. As I said, the social theory 2 course, which builds upon the social theory that we did in the first semester and looks at more kind of contemporary theory. Social research provides students with the tools to do, is a very important course because for the dissertation later on. So how does one operationalize social research? And the 2 courses which we will be discussing in the next slide, which are very interesting in terms of providing students with a hands-on experience of what it means to, to work as in the field of sociology. Then we have an elective, which, we'll be discussing a little while later. The third semester, again, we have 2 important core courses. and there is an elective course that a student is it is open to explore from outside or within sociology. But the extremely important thing that to mention here is the dissertation, which is a very interesting and unique feature of our MA Sociology program and stretches across the third and fourth semester. So the dissertation provides the students with the with the hands-on experience of designing a sociological project right from the inception of a research idea to the very end of writing a final piece of research which can be presented to the outer world. And for the dissertation, at the beginning of the third semester, each student is assigned an individual supervisor with whom they work for the rest of the year over semester 3 and 4 in order to bring their dissertation project to a completion. And lastly, we have the fourth semester, which is Relationship and Affinities. Again, one compulsory course, core course, and 2 electives. And as I said, the dissertation continues to year, and at the end of the fourth semester, the dissertation project is completed, and a final written dissertation is submitted by each student. So this is the broad structure, program structure of MA Sociology. Now, if you could just move forward and talk about the unique features of MA Sociology at AUD, which of course I will not go into too much detail here because we can always talk about that in the discussion. But as I said, we just mentioned the master's dissertation is something that we are very proud of because it provides students with those kinds of skills to actually apply everything that they have learned throughout their first year and ongoing basis in the second year, and produce this research project from the beginning to the end, and have a written document which they later on go out into the outer world and present, whether it is a job interviews or further research opportunities and so on and so forth. The second feature, which again we just discussed, is interdisciplinary elective courses. So the students very much have the option of of taking courses from an interdisciplinary range. The third feature is hands-on training in research writing. So workshop and expressions is a course, as we mentioned in the second semester, which is entirely dedicated to helping students inculcate research writing skills, and that's also is something which enables them to work on their dissertation later on, as well as further on in their careers ahead. The fourth point is connecting sociology with industry in the broader professional field, which again is something, as we all know, is very, very important in today's day and age. There is the dimension of what after an MA degree, and we'll discuss that. But sociology built into our course is things like the course on organizational exposure, which provides our students with exposure to industry experts, to different kinds of areas in which sociology graduates could work and pursue careers in, and kind of while they are doing their degree, gives them that kind of exposure to build networks and to have a wider understanding of the way in which they can relate with the industry and the broader professional world. Field-based assignments, many of our courses have field-based assignments and field trips, and all of those again are something which are very much integrated within the course structure. And lastly, we have an active sociology seminar series in which we invite scholars, a range of scholars from across the board to come and interact with our students on a regular basis. There are, of course, teaching opportunities. You could choose to become a school teacher. You could take the NET exam and become eligible for future college teaching jobs, which again many of our students have done and in the past and are continuing to do, and is a very popular career option among our students. And the next one is the aspirants for civil services and other government jobs. As again, many of our students know, sociology has conventionally been a very popular subject for those aspiring towards government jobs and preparing for UPSC or other kinds of civil services examinations. And therefore, this is something which has always been of a lot of interest to our students as well. Next, of course, we have development and professionals in development and NGO sectors, international agencies. Again, many of our students have gone on to work in the development sector, whether that's the UN, the WHO, or other kinds of organizations. These kinds of sociological research skills and knowledge and learning is something which is extremely crucial in all these organizations and is highly valued in terms of the job skills required by a young professional. Human resource professionals and corporate houses. Again, something which is very important and very popular again, and very much in demand these days. So that is also something that our students have often been involved in. Content writers for media houses, social media platforms, given the kind of exposure that they have. And lastly, pursuing entrepreneurship. As we all know, there is a lot of scope and a focus on entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial skills. The kind of learning that we have in social entrepreneurship has been a very important and very popular choice among our students, given the kind of background that they are and skill set that they are able to attain while they're doing their MA Sociology degree. So, as I said, this is a very small snapshot of the kind of things possible, and the possibilities are endless. But I'm just going to stop it now for paucity of time and hand it over back. And at this point, if it's all right, if it's all right with Dr. Singh, could I invite Dr. Dash to give us an idea about the PhD and BA program?
Thank you very much for a very comprehensive presentation. But let me welcome my colleague, Professor Rukmini Singh, to the. Thank you, Rukmini, that you could join. Even though I know that you were busy in another talk somewhere, but I'm very happy to see you here in this webinar, because many of us, and as we keep saying that Vidhan, the picture is not complete without all of you being there, and all of us, as I said. Snigdha, welcome Snigdha to the webinar. Yeah, so thank you everyone.
Thanks.
Yeah, I wanted to welcome, and then of course, Priyasa, you can pass it on to Vidhan, then may join. But just wanted to say something that there will be a separate presentation on BA. There is a separate slot for the S2S. But the manner in which, the way we have been doing it for the yesterday also and today now, that each program is talking about, each cohort is talking about different programs like BA, MA and PhD simultaneously in these webinars. Idea is basically to reach out to as many people as possible with these informations, and also to highlight and forefront the idea that all of us teach in all these programs. This is very, very interesting in this university. Professor Sen, who is the professor, but teaches in BA program, I know, right? Vidhan Chand Das and Priyasa and others, and me.
You yourself.
Yes, so we teach in BA and MA and PhD. So all of us teach so there is no hierarchy in that sense. Typically in the university system, everywhere you see in colleges that the senior you become, and then you are distanced from the BA and the undergraduate programs. But that hierarchy from the day one we have not followed. I think in that sense we truly remain a non-hierarchical university for sure, at least in that regard. So that point I wanted to forefront. And now Vidhan, if you can speak a bit about the BA program that we have, BA Sociology honors that we have.
Okay, hello. Hello everyone. You will have a detailed presentation on the BA Sociology program from the School of Undergraduate Studies. I'll be briefly mentioning the BA program right now. To begin with, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi is the one of the first universities to adopt the 4-year undergraduate program. So, and one of the key points of this 4-year undergraduate program is the option to exit each year, and that the 4th year would be a year spent on research activities. So this is a complete overall of BA program that we have, and the envisioning is also quite different. So in order to cater to these new opportunities that come with the new education policy, the BA Sociology program has arranged its courses in such a manner that each year the student will come up with certain kind of disciplinary knowledge. At the same time, they will also gain a little bit of hands-on skills to go out and perform as sociologist, or somebody who is a professional can also have some kind of skill sets. So the BA program, 4-year BA program, begins with Introduction to Sociology, a course which introduces the students to the discipline of sociology, and then in the second semester they are introduced to Sociology of India, and to say that is not also to say, it's also to say that the students are not going to just study sociology when they join BA Sociology honors program. They have a range of courses, starting from other kind of skill sets, or courses as electives from other schools in the university, where they have a basket of courses to choose from. So, for example, Sociology of India course is a core course for sociology honors program, but this same course becomes elective course for other, for example, psychology or social science and humanity honors program. So, in this way, Ambedkar University Delhi is able to maintain a truly interdisciplinary kind of approach to its BA program. So, the BA Sociology student will not just study sociology; they will also have other kind of courses from where they can actually draw their knowledge from. So, second semester, along with Sociology of India, we have introduced for the first time a course on writing. So it would be basically to give them hands-on skills to learn how to write academically, and this is the first step to a number of courses that are going to follow later on, which will enable the students to learn writing. I mean, that is something that is very important when we do a BA program, bachelor's in arts, and when the students are oriented towards towards getting skills to perform in outside world. So the first and second semester has one exit option, and this exit option can be opted by doing an internship, and then the students can later on come and join for the second year. Same thing is with the second year and third year. And when the student is exiting in the first year, then they are going to get a certificate. It would be called a certificate program. When they are exiting in the third year, they are going to get a honors degree, and when they're exiting in the fourth year, they're going to get a honors with research degree. So so over the period of 4 years, they are going to be introduced to a number of courses on urban sociology, rural sociology, marriage, kinship and family forms, caste in contemporary India, religion, gender and society. They are also going to study theory. They are going to study social movements, and along with that, there will be at different stages. There will be courses on research methods and reading, writing. And the last year, which is the fourth year, will have a research project report component where the students will be asked to write a project, kind of a research project before they exit with a honors degree as well as certificate with a certificate of honors as well as research. So this is all about the BA program in sociology, which you will learn more about when you join the webinar of School of Undergraduate Studies. Shall I start with the PhD program?
Vidhan, I thought I'll ask everybody to kind of chip in with their experiences and
Yes.
their being here. So since Rukmini is here, I was just thinking that it would be great if she introduces the PhD program. Rukmini, could you please do that?
Thank you so much, Dr. Singh and
Thank you, Vidhan.
Dean SLS and Dean Student Services for actually holding this webinar series. I'm delighted to talk about the PhD program in sociology under the School of Liberal Studies. The first thing that I want to say is that a PhD program we started in 2017, and we already have one of our PhD students who have submitted his PhD. So that we consider a huge achievement on the part of all of us collectively that we have been able to do so. Each year we have got a handsome number of students joining the PhD program, primarily because the kind of specializations that each of us bring to this program is very diverse, very unique, and yet those are the very core of sociological specialization and expertise. So to that extent, I definitely would want to say that ours is one of the really sought PhD programs, not just in Delhi, but in the entire country. In the PhD program, what we have been doing till now is that we've had 2 compulsory courses in the first semester. One is a theory course, one is a method course. We call it theoretical issues in sociological research, and the method course we call techniques in sociological research. Both 4 credits each, both very rigorous, building upon, of course, sociological knowledge that some people would have had earlier, but also keeping the space of those who would come to do PhD in sociology from, let's say, some other social science discipline as well. So those are the 2 compulsory courses that we have. In the second semester, we have 1 reading course and 1 writing course. These are 2 credit compulsory courses, and we definitely believe in the fact that each PhD scholar will, given that they will have their own area in which they would work on, to start building up some kind of an annotated bibliography from the coursework stage itself will eventually help in the next stage, which is the synopsis stage, and definitely into the work itself. With that intention, we have the guided reading course, and we have an academic writing workshop component where, and we actually should boast about it a lot, because we try and actually teach scholars how to read and how to write, because we realize each year that it is very important that some of the things when we did PhD, when probably we were not actually taught, we had to learn as we went ahead. We now would like to change it, and we would like to actually also teach the students who are coming reading and writing, and what does rigorous writing and rigorously engaging with text and analyzing it critically and creatively, what does it mean? Together with this, we also have a 4-credit elective that a student can take depending upon the student's area of interest. The PhD student can take this elective from anywhere in the university, wherever the elective is offered. Again, that is a really, really important characteristic that we have at Ambedkar University, Delhi, in our BA level, in our master's level, as well as in our PhD level. After doing the coursework, the student goes on to do a synopsis and then goes on with the PhD work, etc. By the end of the by the beginning of the second semester, PhD supervisors are allotted to PhD students. And as I said, with the array of specialization and expertise that we have, we've always had very good set of students and very, very interesting and topical contemporary issues with which students have been doing our PhD. That's all for the moment.
Thank you very much, Rukmini. Immediately would like to invite a very dear colleague, Rinju Rastaili. Rinju, I want to ask a very pointed question to you. If I ask you, why should people come to AUD Sociology, to do sociology in whichever BA, Masters or PhD? What are the 3 points that you will have to say to those people? Tell us 3 points that you really would like to tell people that we are the best and you come to AUD.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to ask.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to put myself, if I was an applicant as a student now, perhaps one of the central reasons that I would apply at AUD is the diversity in which, or the manner in which the courses are designed. I mean, when I joined as a faculty here, that was the first thing that really attracted me and kind of enamored me so much that, and that is one. And of course, the dissertation component for our masters and the huge range of electives that are offered for students is something that, along with the core courses, the methodology courses, help them to think and also kind of train them in the pursuit for higher education. So I think that is something, and apart from these 2 important aspects, I think the accessibility that you have to your teachers, to your mentors, to everybody at the campus is something which is remarkable. And having studied at Calcutta University, having studied at Jawaharlal Nehru University, I as a college, as a college student in Calcutta University, these were the difficulties that we faced, that, teachers were rarely approachable, so that is something which I think as a student, I would have loved to, to get that kind of an opportunity. Yeah, Santosh. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it looks like that just time, as we say, the time flies. So it's almost now just about 5 minutes that we have. So apart from these academic, regions and things that our colleagues discussed here, that if you are thinking of doing sociology for your BA or masters or PhD, I think you can definitely take AUD seriously. And AUD means Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi. Many a times people confuse it with many others. There is a college within Delhi University where people think, oh, that's a college. I mean, we are not a college, we are a university. And the advantage is that way, as I said before, that if you join our BA program, you straight away enter into a university, right? And the advantage is that right from professor to assistant professor, everybody teaches without any sense about who is placed where in the hierarchy. It doesn't matter here. So I think this is an advantage, and therefore it must be said that we are a unitary university, and there are multiple campuses. We have 4 campuses actually. We have Kashmiri Gate campus, we have Karampura campus, we have Lodi Road campus, and then we have a Kutub institutional area. There is a campus where School of Heritage Research Management is there, and Rukmini is the dean of that school. But I'm saying there are various schools which are placed in different locations. So we have multiple campuses, but we are a unitary university. That must be communicated. I'm communicating in all the webinars this. that we call ourselves Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, not even Bhim Rao, because there are these things are very important in time. So remember us as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, AUD in short, and that is very important because we want that our best of students and not so best students all should be welcomed here, because our student profile, we look at it like that. There is no notion of everybody comes with us and we kind of join them as mentors more than teachers. I mean, of course we teach, classroom teaching is very important, but as my colleagues elaborated on and discussed it, that almost about right from the beginning we had mentioned it, and luckily that NEP now to 2020 this mentions it, but when we began in 2011 batch, I think, that we thought that 25% of our component will be on field work, on hands-on learning, right from the beginning. One, yes, organizational exposure and workshop on expression. These are the things which I don't think that you find anywhere, even in JNU or D School of Economics or any other place. These are something that we thought, let's try out that. As my colleague Rinju was saying, that we didn't have as a college student. We realized that these inputs these skills are very important. How do you write? How do you prepare a proposal, etc., etc. How do you conceptualize a synopsis, etc. So we actually, all of this has gone into making of our course metrics and program metrics. So and also, the Dean of Student Services, I would like to say that
Can I say something?
The last bit, Vidhan, and then I will invite you to say that we have very generous, scholarships and learning enhancement funds, and there are students are encouraged for national, international conferences to attend, and we pay for travel grants, etc. Right from BA, I hear about universities sending their students or helping the students to go for master's students and PhD, but BA students, I don't think anybody does. We do. So all our students go and to various conferences, both nationally and internationally, and it is supported by the university. And of course, for the SC student, there is a 100% waiver from the right from the day, straight away, 100% waiver. That's something that we are very, very, which is because we always started, and we believe that since the university is dedicated and goes by the name of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, I think it's important that sense of inclusivity and access has been very important for us. So I think higher education and its accessibility has been an important issue for us. So I think we are trying to do that through these kind of, very enabling kind of very generous, learning enhancement funds and scholarships and merit scholarships, and then you have SWF, the Student Welfare Fund, etc. These are very much there. I think so. Nothing should stop you from coming and joining us. Please do feel free to write to any one of us if you are anywhere. And another thing that I must say, that since this is a state university, 85% seats are reserved for the Delhi students. But I want to make it very clear here: Delhi students are those, say, who have studied in Delhi, for instance. If you are applying for MA in sociology, and if you have done your BA from Delhi University, the Delhi colleges, then you are a Delhi wala in that sense. If you are applying for BA program, you've done your +2 from a school in Delhi, then you're part of the 85. So remember, look at the brochure that we have on our website. It's very interactive. The webinars are also very important, basically to tell you what we do. Most of the time, I see around in all of us are academic that we have plenty of photographs of infrastructure and all of this. I'm not shy of saying that, if this is what is it that we want to show our faculty colleagues, and we are very proud of that. This is what we are. As a parents, if you want to send your kids, your sons and daughters to do higher education, all that we have, and we are very proud of that, is our faculty colleagues in every program that we offer. And we are there as mentors, as teachers, and at every stage, even after you complete your, and I see that all of us writing, letter of recommendations and pursuing, and students coming, joining. So I think it's a very different kind of ecosystem here. So far, it has been an excellent journey, and I'm sure that together we will continue with this typically Ambedkar University Delhi profile, which is about very welcoming, joining, hand-holding, and lots of beyond the classroom academic activities. That is what. So these are the things that I wanted to say. to all these students who are and parents who are, if they are going to watch this, because this is being recorded, it will be placed. So please feel free and reach out to any one of us. Our emails are there on the website, right? You have met us, most of us. I'm missing Dr. Urfa Panjami and Dr. Priti Sampath. I wish, but they will join at some point in some other. Spots, but all that. So please feel free and please join Ambedkar University Delhi sociology programs. And yes, Rinju.
I just wanted to add, Santosh, for our listeners, is that we also have the Equal Opportunity Office. We also have the Internal Complaints Committee. So we have institutional mechanisms also set within the university for any kind of grievances that
anybody can have.
Anybody can.
And Bidhan,
I just wanted to point out something very important about our BA program. Mostly students think that if they do BA sociology, then they will be sociologists. But since ours is a very interdisciplinary program, we have seen our students going out doing BA program and doing some very innovative kind of things. So some of our students have become photographers. Some of them have come up with media state startups. So not necessarily that if you do BA sociology, you become a sociologist. There are a wide range of things that the students of our alumni do, but with a sociological touch, and that helps them. The BA 3 or 4 year BA program helps them in deciding the wide range of careers that they can take up. I think I stop here.
Thank you, Priyasa. You wanted to say something, and then Rukmini. Yes, Priyasa.
I was just saying we could, at the end of it, give our alumni a chance to.
Yeah, please. I mean, Rukmini, I'll ask you to conclude. But
let the alumni speak first.
Yeah, please, Himan. There are two. I met two of them. Please go ahead and share your experiences with us. They are there. Himani is there, and another Devika, I think.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I would just first of all like to thank the faculty for presenting me the opportunity to share my experience. As someone who is not from the sociology or social science background, I found that the course was curated and designed in a very accessible way, which provided me with the lens to understand the social structures we operate within. Further, I think the dissertation part, which I think that the research paved a way for me to have more future endeavors and to learn how to conduct the research in different ways that I can inculcate, including my bachelor's. So that's the thing that I really appreciate about this course. Thank you.
Devika, it's your turn to say.
Yes. So, I mean, there's so many points all of you have already said, which I really take from the fact that the course has been curated in a very interesting manner. It's unique, and it also keeps in mind the learning teaching process. So I think the assessments and patterns of like taking any test is very creative and reflexive. And I think I've merited a lot from the fact that there is so much knowledge available in a very unique way. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Atan. Yeah, Rukmini, now it's over to you to.
Thank you. It was just amazing to hear our alumni, and I think that there's no bigger ambassador for all of us than them. So thank you so much, Himani and Devika, for being here and sharing your thoughts. I just would want to say one thing, which is in some ways connected to what Bidhan was saying. We teach sociology, definitely, but we actually give to every student, when they pass out, BA or MA, a sociological sensitivity and a sensibility, which we are really proud of, as to how do you look at the world? How do you look at people around you? How do you make sense of what is happening in the world? That sociological sensibility that we do with all our courses, with all our very creative and experimental and pedagogic assignments and assessments that we give. That is what makes, I would think, the sociology program a really, really sought after program. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Priyasa, since you started, you have anything to add to what we have, or we missed something that you want to share still? Something on career opportunities, etc. Some initiatives have been recently been made that we are trying to reach out to our, because we are a small university in the sense of we have just about 15. This is the 14th batch, so I think it's still a small journey if you compare it with JNU and D School and others. So in that sense, but we are also trying to catch up with the new time and new age. And so that at a unit, we are very aware of the career placement and opportunities. That so we are making efforts institutionally to try and bring about that kind of component, because as everybody is saying, and we are all aware of it, that not everybody of the class of 40-45 actually end up going for much higher in the ladder, in the sense of they will not go for MPhil, PhD or PhD, but they will go in all directions. Like our students, for example, have gone in all directions. Like they are doing PhD in various top universities of the world, and many of them have joined media houses. Many of them are working in the government sector. Many of them are actually now part of various agencies like WHO and UN agencies. Many of them. And many of them are entrepreneurs, as Bidhan was saying, that some of them are photographers. As Rukmini rightly said, that we leave you with some set of ideas and some sense of what we call sociological imagination. That if you carry, I think there is a different way of looking at the world. You go a little deeper into the world. It's not just about what you see, which is visible. So that kind of skill set, and then you fly in all directions. I think we believe, and we strongly believe, that the set of skills and the ideas and philosophies that we equip our students with, I think it's helped them fly higher. That's what. So with that, I think we need to, we are ending the webinar. Thank you very much, the sociology program, for joining us. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.